In today's culture, Sean Puffy Combs, also known as Diddy, has been the epitome of black excellence. Diddy has been the face card of success in the urban community. But there has always been a mystique about Diddy. From all his artists failing after their successes, and they having extreme downfalls after their releases. Craig Mack, before the notorious B.I.G. exploded onto the rap scene, became the face of Sean Diddy Combs' iconic Bad Boy Entertainment. Another rapper thrust the record label into international prominence. Craig Mack, Flavor in Your Ear, a timeless 1994 track that set the widespread success of Bad Boy into motion. But while Flavor in Your Ear sold over 1 million copies, earned a Grammy nomination for Best Solo Rap Performance, and it put the rapper into sudden fame, the success of Biggie's debut album, Ready to Die, was released exactly 7 days right before Craig Mack's debut, Funk the World. Biggie overshadowed Mack's early success on the label, even with a star-studded and wildly popular remix to Flavor in Your Ear that featured Biggie, LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, and Rampage. After this release, he eventually parted ways with the label. Years later, just like Mace, he turned to God.
Praising the Lord is easy for me. Craig Mack's right where he's supposed to be. You're not close to me, you foes to me. The saints praise God and the Pope praises Rosary. See, we about to take it to the next millennium. On Judgment Day, I know where he's sending them. The earth and God on one accord, and I'll be in the choir singing praise the Lord.
He was deep in spirituality. And in 2016, Diddy tried to get Craig Mack to perform at the Bad Boy reunion tour. Craig declined. He didn't want to join because his reasons were he didn't want to invest in rap music as it interfered with his beliefs.
You know, with this bullish mafia mentality with him and his goons and all that stuff like that, you know, talking about, yo, you know, you owe us an album. And I'm like, excuse my friends, but I don't owe you shit. You owe me money. And I'm sitting there, I'm talking to God, I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this. But if it comes to getting ugly where somebody's gonna be trying to kill me, I'm gonna have to do something first or do something to prevent that from happening.
The brother eventually passed away in 2018. Although this has nothing to do with Diddy, it just seems to be a trend of people passing away from him. More importantly, people turning into religion after their tenure of Bad Boy. What was the turmoil where everybody around the brother needs a change of faith? Is Diddy a demon? Does he live a demonic lifestyle where people have to turn to religion? Black Rob. Black Rob started to be affiliated with the Bad Boy label in the 1990s. He appeared on many singles features such as 24 Hours to Live, remixes by Faith Evans and Total, and many, many more. His breakthrough came in 1999 with his debut album Life Story, going platinum with the legendary hit single, Whoa. The song peaked at number 43 on the Hot Billboard 100. Unfortunately, his future releases hasn't garnered the same success, and for some reason, his collaborations declined. In 2006, Black Rob was sentenced over 7 years in prison. He was charged with grand larceny from 2004, in which he pleaded guilty to criminal possession of $6,000 worth of jewelry stolen in a hotel. He was eventually released from prison in May 2010. This marks another former Bad Boy artist going to jail. Although he's responsible for his own actions as a grown man, it just doesn't seem to make sense to go to jail for a stolen possession after you go platinum. After you're featured on many platinum records with A-list collaborators on your record label. Was he not fairly paid by Diddy? Was he a victim of the music business not doing the right thing to him? Was he robbed of his funds? Years later, in 2021, the brother has passed away due to health complications. Diddy offered to pay for his funeral. Rob's manager, Carl Dawson, thinks the gesture is nothing to applaud.
Diddy could have, he's not obligated to, but he could have did a little more. I mean, he could have did something for him. He was in a position to. But, not to sugarcoat nothing, from reliable sources, other artists on the Bad Boy Reunion tour, when Diddy found out that he was on dialysis, he kicked Black Rob off the tour, the Bad Boy Reunion tour.
Oh, wait. That's something a lot of people don't know.
Oh, that's a fact. That's a
So
fact.
wait, Diddy found out that the Bad Boy reunion tour, we remember when that went down. And Diddy found out Black Rob was supposed to perform and he's coming through. Diddy found out he was on dialysis sick and kicked him off the tour.
Kicked him off the tour.
Though somebody else that was affiliated with Rob said Diddy reached out and he was going to do something for Rob. But this is when the video first went up that he was in the hospital. The manager says, people dragging their feet and got nothing done. So now you're going to pay for his funeral. He's dead and gone. Everybody want to do something for you when you're dead and gone. Black Rob has even claimed that Diddy stole G-Dep from him. Black Rob was featured on Let's Get It with Diddy and G-Dep. Is this true? Or did Black Rob not just have his business straight? Making the Band. MTV's Making the Band 2, a hip-hop competition series in which Diddy formed the group The Band. The show was popular for his boot camp style training to get the label signed and get them out to the public. More notably, the infamous walk to get him some cheesecake.
Yo, it's called making the bitch, not making the band. I said we go back and tell him we ain't doing it.
Got too much respect for him to do that.
It's slave labor right here, man.
The walk was about 10 miles from Manhattan into downtown Brooklyn over the Brooklyn Bridge in the middle of the winter. Diddy claims that he was not hazing, but it was a lesson to gain discipline. He just did it for TV ratings, they say. Despite the debut album, Too Hot for TV, going gold, the group dissolved right after the release. His former bodyguard, Gene Deal, claims that he never had real plans for them. Former member Freddie continued to air his grievance in an Instagram video, claiming his experience with Diddy has continued to cause him serious mental distress, so much he's considered taking his own life.
To be at your highest peak and have it snatched away from you because you don't want to kiss ass. And man, we all black people, man. Black people continue to step on each other and hold each other down. And that shit for people mental.
Throughout the years, you see former members complaining how he did them. Do you think he did them wrong? Or do you feel he gave them an opportunity and a platform to raise their likeliness? Let me know what you guys think. Danity Kane. Their self-titled debut studio album was released in 2006, and it achieved many success in the United States, shipping 1 million copies domestically, while spawning 2 singles with the top 10 hits, Showstopper and Ride For You. The group released their sophomore final album, Welcome to the Dollhouse, March 18, 2008. Following the release of their second top 10 hit single, Damaged, both albums debuted at #1 on the hot Billboard 200 chart. They became the first female group in Billboard's history to consecutively debut at #1, placing them in the Guinness Book of World Records. But after a whole host of behind-the-scenes issues, including the firing of 2 members, the group officially called it quits in 2009.
What's your name, Aubrey? You hang around black people, got some black in your family, something like that. You dance like you do. Y'all should all look at her and realize that she's dancing, she's feeling the music.
Over the years, Aubrey Day made claims against Diddy and the deal that Danity Kane had with the label. She recently alleged Diddy stole tracks from the group for his 2006 record album, Press Play. She claims Diddy took 3 songs from us and put them on his album. His song with Christina Aguilera, his song with Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls, and After Love with Carrie Hilson. All of those songs we recorded, she says. Diddy's intention with his popular all-female group Danity Kane wasn't 100% pure, according to Gene Deal. Diddy formed Danity Kane on MTV's Making the Band in 2005. And Aubrey Day was officially removed from the group in 2008. Though she later returned in 2013, she previously alleged in a December 2022 podcast interview, Call Her Daddy podcast to be exact, that Diddy fired her because she wasn't willing to do what was expected of her.
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow.
He remembered Diddy allegedly stating to them and others in the studio that he was going to hook them all on drugs and pit them out to his niggas. On Twitter, After the Cassie claims came out, Aubrey Day says, "I was trying to tell y'all." On her Instagram story, she shared screenshots and reports about the lawsuit, noting that she has been attempting to tell us about Diddy for years. She also tagged Cassie, writing, "Prayers up for this queen. It isn't easy to take one of the most powerful people in the industry, and to be honest about your experience. Not talent-wise, but in other areas." She said in seeming reference to sexual favors, O'Day claimed in the interview that Diddy had offered to return her rights to Danity Kane's music if she signed an NDA agreement to never publicly disparage the rapper or his Bad Boy record label or any of his family members. O'Day said she personally encouraged every member not to take the deal. She reposted an Instagram story today suggesting that the NDAs were not meant to keep Diddy's artists quiet. Is Diddy wrong, or he's handling his business? Did you get what you deserve, or did you get what you negotiate? Was Danity Kane a victim of the music business? Day 26. The all-male group that was formed in Diddy's Making the Band 4. The album went to debut at number 1 on the Billboard charts. Just like previous seasons, they went through the same boot camp style to gain discipline. The seasons of Making the Band 4 featured the group on tour and making their second debut album, Forever and a Day, which also topped the Billboard charts and even went number 1. The group eventually broke up despite success, and they claimed that they signed the garbage contract. Although they have been the biggest bands as far as ratings, they claimed that working with Diddy was excruciating and ridiculous. Willie Taylor of the group accused the series of setting up artists for failure, but the platform and contracts were all set up for hungry talents that will lead them down the wrong path. Learning experience. You gotta understand that people would do to you whatever you allow them, so don't let your passion drive you to the wrong direction, Willie says. Do you think that the group was a product of wrongdoings, or was it just part of the music business? Do you think they got a fair opportunity in the music business, or do you think they was robbed of their future while dealing with Puff? Is this another product of the bad boy curse? Or maybe Diddy just steps on everybody's toes to get where he's at? Is Diddy an honorable brother, or he just runs over anybody that's in his way?
Yeah, the keys is yours when you get 16. You're good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah. All right. And then when you get 18, you get the house. Like where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full, buck full, crazy.
Going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about.
The conversation around Diddy's name has taken a noticeably negative turn, even causing him to trend on Twitter as users debate some of his past questionable antics. For decades now, hip-hop heads and pop culture fanatics have been speculating about the I'll Be Missing You artist's sexuality.
I wasn't paying no attention to him at first and stuff like that, but then when I went to the rack said butt plugs. I said, yo, fuck is you getting these for, man? And he said, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, I'll be at the door.
Of course, he denied the rumors of being gay or bisexual over the years, but that hasn't stopped the allegations from flowing. It's like everybody says that Diddy has boy toys. They always question his slurs and antics and sayings via social media and interviews. Apart from that conversation, other users also mentioned Diddy's past admission to introducing R&B stars like Usher to a lifestyle before they were legal age.
And he finally said, yo, I want you to meet somebody. You wanna, have a record deal? I said, sure, hey, why not? So
why not? And you were 14 years old, right?
Actually, I was 13.
13?
This happened. Yeah, I was 13 and I went over.
Did you feel like that took away from your childhood at all?
No, I was living every day.
Diddy admitted to exposing Usher to older women, a hypersexual lifestyle, and trying to get him to lose his virginity when Usher was about around 14, 15 years old. It's said that Usher's relations with women in his life might have been different had it not been for Mr. Love, they further speculated. A Twitter user even pointed out that the core issue many have with Diddy isn't with the father of Seven's rumored involvement with the LGBT community, but it's fans' concern that they have a problem with his closeted sexuality to take advantage of young men and women in the industry, according to various sources, promising them things in exchange for sex and sexual dominance and favors. That is the issue. Cassie's now husband even went public and told him to come out the closet and move on. Now think about it in hindsight. What information does Cassie's husband have for him to come forward and say that Diddy is gay? Why would you want to watch his then ex-girlfriend Cassie have sex with other men and further quote-unquote male prostitutes? Whether he's gay or not, it's none of our business. But the main issue is Diddy exchanging and promising people a career for sexual favors? What do you guys think?